Hello everybody, and welcome to the Thursday edition of Video Clips, the first one for 2017. So the first thing is I hope you had a wonderful holiday and a great new year, and you followed my advice and you didn't eat anything that I wouldn't eat and all that good stuff. And I really hope that you're excited about 2017 because we are too. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. But before I get to that, I hope you notice the new surroundings. We're sitting in my office. We have a little production studio in the back of the office, and that's usually where I film these things. And because we've got the Wellness Farm Health backdrop and all that good stuff. But once in a while, it's a good thing to change it up, and that's what I decided to do today. And I'm just going to film this sitting at my desk where I work and dream up all the stuff that I talk to you about on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you watched my broadcast, the last one that I did in December, it's sort of like a manifesto for, boy, it's time to scale this thing up and really march across the United States and change healthcare and make all of our dreams about this come true. And so it was basically the precursor to a call to action, although I didn't make a call to action, like how can you help me do this, because I felt at the time everybody was going to just flake out for the holiday like I did a little bit, and you wouldn't think about this stuff until the new year. But now it's time, it's 2017. And so basically, here's the deal. We have opportunities for everybody now to jump on board and work with us to accelerate the building of an alternative to the mess that we currently refer to as healthcare. And it is a mess, and I think we all agree that on that point. Our alternative is based on the premise, and you can see this on the front page of our website, all consumers have a right to know all of the risks and benefits of any test, diet, drug, supplement, or procedure before, capital letters on the before, consenting to any of those things. This isn't the way that healthcare is practiced, and we think it's time for that to change. And I guess what I've lived with for 20 years is people who've come in this office and said, if I had known then what I know now, I never would have, and then you can fill in the blank. I would not have done the paleo diet. I would not have had this procedure. I never would have allowed them to test me for X, Y, or Z. So anyway, that's the motivator. People should know before instead of after they take action when healthcare matters are concerned. Well, a little over 2 years ago, we announced that we were going to expand our business in some extremely important areas, 4 of them actually. The first one was development of a nationwide network of expert health professionals to deliver services that address chronic degenerative diseases, the ones that we would refer to as foodborne, musculoskeletal issues, joint and back pain, muscle pain, and psychological disorders. And these healthcare professionals trained and certified by us to offer evidence-based collaborative care. So the objective here is that people no longer have to come here and get information, or wherever they're getting it, and then go out and deal with the ineptitude that is common in healthcare practice, where people say ridiculous things like, you can't ever stop taking your drugs. Everybody must take their drugs for the rest of their days on the planet. The second thing was expansion of our employer health intervention programs to include building on-site clinics that we would open up to the surrounding community. And we've done employer-based programs for a long time. We're re-entering that market. I'll come back to that in a second, with the idea of offering all 3 forms of intervention and building clinics at these various sites. So that means that sooner or later, a clinic is coming to a place near you, and you won't have to search so much for the people who don't deal in ineptitude. The third thing is development of our own insurance cooperatives, which may get easier or more difficult depending upon what happens during the next few weeks. And then the fourth thing was massive recruitment of consumers looking for better options to improve their long-term health. Well, our plan was developed based on our determination that it's impossible to reform healthcare from inside the system. And the reason is that there is just too much money to be made and too much profit in doing the wrong thing. And if you take a look at what happens, and we have some great research that shows this to be true, informed medical decision making, when consumers really know the risks and benefits of what they're signing up for, it really cools enthusiasm for a lot of things, particularly expensive things. So what happens is that if any institution were to start doing what we do here, which is informed medical decision making, risks, benefits, you decide, they would go into a process of gradual liquidation. Demand for services would go down. There would be a corresponding demand drop in the level of revenue because of dropping demand. And eventually they would, of course, go out of business. That would be the end result. So we don't think institutions are going to do this, and so it's basically up to us. We started with considerable assets. This is why we think we are the people to do it, which include owning our own school through which we offer training programs, the Wellness Forum Institute, the largest collection in the world of resources that facilitate informed medical decision making, 2,500 articles and 3,500 hours of educational programming, interventions that have been proven to be effective as alternatives to some of the ineptitude in traditional medical care, and a large international membership base. And in addition to that, we have 20 successful years under our belt and a pretty excellent reputation for the things that we do here. Well, let me tell you what we've gotten done in this just over 2-year period of time. We formed a partnership with our physical therapy guru, Eileen Kopsaftis. If you've been to our conferences, you've met and listened to her. If you've taken some of our classes, you've had an opportunity to see Eileen. This is a woman who is a physical therapist unlike anybody you're ever going to meet. One of the most amazing stories I can tell about her is a yoga student of mine in her 70s who was scheduled for hip replacement surgery, and after a telephone consultation with Eileen was able to not have that surgery and move to Hawaii after she left here and is hiking and doing all kinds of athletic outdoor activities. And so anyway, Eileen has developed a training program to clone people like her. It's for physical therapists and others who want to be able to help people with their musculoskeletal disorders and structural problems. We've also formed a partnership with the world's most important psychiatrist, Dr. Peter Breggin, to develop a drug-free mental health program based on his work. Dr. Breggin has spoken at 2 of our conferences. He will be at the next one in November of this year, at which Peter Gertschke from the Cochrane Collaboration will also be speaking. So we've already started generating a lot of excitement about this fall's convention. We've expanded our training program for doctors, nurses, and dietitians to include certification courses in informed medical decision making. And then we will be resuming our work at employer sites during 2017, during the first few months of this year, using all 3 forms of intervention with the express purpose of reducing healthcare costs while improving employee health. We intend to publish our data. We've done this before. And this will be a more remarkable tool for showing other employers how we can do the same thing for them. Now, if you've been watching with abject horror as the delivery of healthcare services has spiraled downward due to greed, incompetence, conflicts of interest, and all kinds of other factors that we talk about a lot on this channel every Tuesday and Thursday, this is your chance to join with us to do something about it. I'm pretty impressed with what we've gotten done. I mean, that was a partial list I just gave you. We have gotten an enormous amount of things checked off our list of things that had to happen for us to scale this up. So this is your chance to join with us and do something about it. So we're in full recruitment mode because fixing this mess is going to require the collaborative efforts of all of us. So what this really means, I'm going to put it in Pam Popper straight speak, is that you no longer can sit and watch this every Tuesday and Thursday and wait for me to fix your problems and me and the people in this building. We have all got to get together and we've got to create a movement and we've got to get a lot of people on board and we have a lot of educating to do if we're going to get this done. I can't do it by myself. I'm a powerful lady and I have a work ethic like nobody else and I don't need much sleep and I can outwork almost anybody that you can put in front of me. But this is something that's going to require millions of people and you're going to have to help me go get them. So here's how you can get on board and help me. If you're a member, stay a member and step up to be a brand ambassador. I'm going to talk about that in a couple minutes here, but you'll get lots of special goodies if you do this in return for helping us to spread the word about what we do here. If you're not a member, join. Now let me explain the importance of membership. We intend to continue self-funding our efforts here because we don't want to see our ideas diluted or silenced by outside influences. Another thing I feel really strongly about is that we don't want to take money from philanthropic organizations because we think that these charities should be using their money to help disadvantaged people. We should be able to earn our way to success with this whole thing. We've done this up until now. We're going to continue to do it. So when you join, you support our efforts. We will give you an unbelievable amount of content and education in return. But you need to become a financial contributor to this, and we don't ask very much for membership, so everybody can do it. Take as many of our educational courses as you possibly can, because educated consumers are in the best position to inform others about the true definition of health and how to achieve it. If you're a healthcare professional, take our professional development courses and join our team, or start a business delivering health education to others under our umbrella and using our resources. Now, I'm going to give you some details on upcoming programs that I think will entice you to want to get more involved with us. But here's what I'm saying right now. It's time for change. We think we're in the best position to do this. It has to come from outside, like I mentioned earlier. And this isn't going to happen without all hands on deck. So if you want things to change, it's time to replace complaining about it and talking about it with action. And I'm going to tell you some ways that you can take action. So I'm excited about a new year and about all the things we're going to get done this year. Every single year since we said we were going to make this plan happen, we've seen an acceleration in the pace of expansion and doing all the things that we want to do. In 2017, we're going to double what we did in 2016, and if we keep that doubling rate, we're really going to make a dent in the marketplace. All right, so here are some things that are coming up. Weight Loss Boot Camp. This is going to be January 12th and 14th. It's a Thursday night and a Saturday afternoon. This is live instruction and discussion. It's a great opportunity. It's free to members and of our Concierge Weight Loss Program and $199 for non-members. This is not your typical weight loss discussion about eat less and exercise more. If you're tired of hearing this mantra, then this is something you should consider. You'll learn about hidden triggers that influence your eating habits. You'll learn about all the reasons why people gain weight. One of the reasons why weight loss programs don't work is that people gain weight for different reasons, and one size does not fit all right? So it depends on what happened to you, what you need to do to fix what's going on with you, and you'll learn all these different strategies. You'll also learn about some of the thinking patterns and strategies and skills that lead to better outcomes. I mean, one of the good things about this, and I love this when I get a chance to talk about it, is that people aren't born with compliance genes, like it just makes it easier for them to do the right thing than other people. These are really skills and thinking patterns that can be taught to anybody who wants to learn them. And I think when you take the mystery out of this, like I just don't know how to be different than I am right now, I can show you how to be different and do things differently. Our whole group here can. So anyway, you can also, if you want to, get a private consultation and assessment that'll get you off on the right track. But this is an option to address a problem that 2/3 of the country has. So 2/3 of the people watching this, I'm talking to you. So that's coming up. Another thing, we're real excited about this. If you're a member, or if you become a member, you can become a brand ambassador for Wellness Forum Health. And in return for helping us to spread the word about what we do, you'll earn some special privileges, which include, listen to this list, elite access, conference calls and classes once per quarter with our business partners, conference speakers, authors, and other special guests that you will get to spend time with privately. The inside track, we're going to tell you what's coming up first, and before everybody else knows, you'll get to know what's going on around here, so that means I have to be able to trust you to keep secrets. Advice, we're going to ask you for advice when we get ready to do things, everything from what we're going to call something to the types of programming and products you'd like to be involved in creating. Free samples of new products, special opportunities to meet privately with our speakers at conference. So if you're a science geek like me and you've always thought, wouldn't it be fun to have an hour with Peter Breggin and Peter Guritsky at breakfast sometime, just like a small group of people, and ask them questions, you're going to get to do that. Special pricing for educational programs and tuition vouchers for institute classes. So I'm going to do a conference call January 11th at 9 p.m. to talk about the Ambassador Program, and if you want to participate in that, email me and we'll make that happen. All right, so winter semester starts in just a couple of weeks. We're going to offer the Diet and Lifestyle Program. That is a course that offers 39 continuing medical education credits for doctors, 39 credits for nurses, and 39 for dietitians. It's an amazing, amazing course that covers a whole realm of topics that range from diabetes, heart disease, autoimmune diseases, gastrointestinal diseases, women's health, men's health, children's health, vaccinations, mental health, cancer treatment, and musculoskeletal conditions. You will learn a ton. Every lecture comes with detailed slide sets. You're going to have, I guess, probably 2,000 slides at the end of this course to use for teaching this stuff to other people. And then we're offering these classes through the Institute: Maternal and Children's Health and Nutrition, Chemistry 2, Introduction to Biochem, Anatomy and Physiology, Plant-Based Nutrition and Health, and School and Institutional Food. And then new certification courses: Children's Health, Allergies, Asthma, GI Disorders, Men's Health, Informed Decision Making, Cancer 101, and Forming and Maintaining Optimal Habits. Those are new in addition to the whole repertoire of other certification courses that we have too. So here's the deal. If anything I've said strikes a chord with you, send me an email at pampopper@msn.com. If you want to talk by phone, I've reserved a lot of time in January. I get all caught up on things at the end of December, so I can do this. I've reserved a lot of time in January that I can spend having one-on-one conversations with people who are interested in the things that I've talked about here. But I'm going to return to where I started. It really is time for things to change. It's time for the disruption to happen, which means we've got to gear this all up. We've got to start reaching lots more people. We doubled our membership base in 2016. Why don't we go for quadruple the membership base in 2017 and really toss things up a bit? So I'm calling on you to help me. Pam Popper at msn.com is my email address. Pam Popper, my name, at msn.com. And the office number is 614-841-7700. Get on board. Let's do this. Let's lock arms. And let's march across America and decimate this mess called healthcare. It's ripe for decimating, ripe for disruption. It's happened in other industries. No reason it can't happen here. Let's just do it.